You put my knickers in the tumble dryer, I'll have to make do with them dodgy ones with the loose elastic.
Juice?
Terrific colour, just...
Beautiful, Trace. He'll do you for flashing. Morning.
Morning.
Call me an old perv, but there's something about a bloke in a pink, fluffy dressing gown that gets me going.
Yeah, well, it's certainly got your sister gang and all. I better get dressed.
And to think I used to make do with Simon Mayo and a bowl of Frosties of a morning.
I wish you'd tell me when he's staying the night. You know I don't always shut the lavvy door.
Your bedsit's awful, Trace. And since you done me bedroom up, it seems a shame to keep that Artex ceiling all to myself.
Colin must have come round very early this morning.
No, he didn't.
That is his car in the drive, isn't it?
He stayed the night, you nosy cow.
A whole new concept for you, Dor. Out of all your fellas, it's only poor old Marcus you wake up next to.
Not necessarily. Sometimes he sleeps in the spare room.
Because of your insatiable demands?
Because my night cream gives him hives.
Look at her, Trace. She's gutted I found myself a great bloke. You're pig sick, ain't you, Dor?
I'm surprised. With your track record, I thought you'd settle down with a flatulent bookmaker. Colin's good-looking, smart, honest.
Mine.
Oh, what a waste.
Great little bum and all.
Oi, don't treat me like a sex object.
Oh, go on, my treat. Anyway, I was just wondering if you could pop next door sometime, give my security system the once-over.
Or the leg over.
I better be off.
Are we still on for tonight? Maybe we could go out for a meal with your mates like you keep promising.
That off-licence job is hotting up. I reckon the governor want me at work late.
See ya.
Unless, of course, it goes pear-shaped. Things are always going pear-shaped in the bill.
Well, it looks like I'm going to be couch potato-shaped tonight. Anyone would think he didn't want me to meet his mates.
He's obviously seen the way you put away a deep pan pizza.
Well, you could always come to Highdown with me and visit your Chris for a change.
Chris. No, I can't place him, Trace.
Have you told him about Colin?
Have you told Marcus about Luke and Jason and Pepe?
And Nigel and Tom and Bernie.
And the Grimethorpe Colliery Band?
Only the horn section. Of course not. Why make him feel more inadequate?
I wish you'd tell Chris about Colin. He'd feel much better if he came clean.
How much better can I feel? I'm ecstatic now.
Yeah, but you know what I'm like at keeping a secret. Every time Darryl asks me what you're doing, I have to lie. Last time I told him you're taking up snooker.
Right on cue, eh? Yeah, am I any good at it?
It ain't funny, but you might not mind lying to Chris, but me and Darryl have always had a very honest relationship.
Oh, right. So you thought he went to work for stocking on his head to keep the flies off, eh? I'm sorry. I hope my ribs ain't crushing your elbow.
No, you're all right. Glassy mint.
Ta. Cheers.
I was after mint imperials. My car likes sucking the outsides off. I mean, you can't really do that for glassy mint, can you?
Well, don't worry. Glassy and mints are more highly prized than snout in there. You'll be laughing.
Really?
She's winding you up.
Yeah. There's a black market in jelly tots, though.
This your first time?
Well, I saw him in a detention centre once, taken and driving away. Or it might have been breaking into gas meters.
So he's not exactly squeaky clean, then?
Well, Carl's lawyer reckons he's a forgotten victim of a cruel, uncaring society.
Really? My Chris is just a thieving toe rag.
So that's Hayley, is it? Well, if she's like Madonna, I'm Michael Jackson.
No, you ain't. Your skin's too dark. So what's that car win for, then?
Credit card fraud. The plonker got nicked when he signed one of them slips with his own name. Kids today, eh? Got no idea. Oh, lovely. So what you been up to? Garfy all right? Yeah, did Sharon ever get that game of snooker with Stephen Hendry?
OK. So is my uncle, you know. It was nice for him to come and everything. But he talked the whole time about his irritating bowel. Then there was this prison visitor called Dorothy, who wanted to bring Christ into my life.
She'd have a job bringing deodorant into your life.
Oh, where you been, Shell? I know you only come here to insult me.
I don't just insult you here, Chris.
I've missed you.
I've been busy. Getting on with my life.
Oh, the cafe, you mean?
Yeah, the cafe and all.
You met someone else, didn't you?
What makes you say that?
Well, I suppose it had to happen. I mean, I know you know Cindy Crawford, but some bloke was bound to go for your sort eventually.
You did?
Yeah. I remember the night we met, I couldn't keep my hands off you.
Yeah. The next morning, all my luncheon vouchers were missing.
Is there someone else, Shell?
Yeah. His name's Colin and he's in computers.
Like his floppy disk, did you? I bloody knew it. When you stopped coming, I knew there had to be someone else. Well, you needn't bother coming again. Slag.
Did you tell him about Colin?
No, Trace. I told him Peter Pan was dead. I'll see you outside.
Who's Colin?
Well, it's this bloke Sharon's been seeing in the copper and she wasn't going to tell Chris and now she has and I lied about the snooker.
My sister-in-law strumping some scumbag in the filth. Do you mean she's actually... I can't believe it. Does this mean she can't get me Stephen Hendry's autograph?
Honestly, Sharon won't mind, will you, Shell?
Mind what?
Us giving Hayley a lift back to London. She's lost her train ticket.
I'm always losing stuff. Do you know what my Carl says? He said I'd lose my head if it weren't screwed on.
Proper little Clive Anderson, isn't he?
No, Nesbitt. Carl Nesbitt.
Here you go. Well, I thought he took it quite well, all things considered.
He called me a slag, Trace. That's hardly giving me his blessings and a set of non-stick saucepans, is it?
Well, it could have been worse. What with Colin's line of work and everything.
I thought your husband's name was Chris.
I didn't tell him Colin was a copper. I mean, it may be over between us, but I don't want the poor bastard to use his sheet as a necktie.
Who's Colin?
Chris is my husband and he's a villain. Colin is my boyfriend and he's a copper. You are a passenger and it's 50 miles to London. Now suck on a glass, you mean. All right.
So you mustn't tell her I told him.
Sorry, Tracy, could you run that by me again? I was busy with Kevin Costner. I wish.
Promise me, Dor, that you won't tell Sharon that I told Daryl that Colin's a copper. Because if Sharon finds out that Chris has found out, because Daryl told Chris, not that he has, but if he did, she'd never forgive me, OK?
Oh, with a body like that, you can forgive him the crew cut. Yes, Tracy, I got that.
Like I was saying, Dor, she can't have been much older than Garthy, poor cow.
Hayley? Silly little tart. She only wanted to play I Spy with my little eye all the way home. And she thought S.O. began with an S.
Love has obviously brought out the tolerance and compassion in you.
But take it from me, Trace. She's a loser. Just like her, Carl, just like my Chris.
Oh, but he's not your Chris anymore. Tracy tells me you've told him about Colin.
But not that he was a copper. I never told you she told him that, did I, Dor?
Poor Chris. I suppose he never expected you to meet someone else.
Have you ever had a teapot surgically removed from your throat?
You see, I have told enough men goodbye to understand the suffering he must be going through.
Yeah. Well, this is after 11 years of marriage. Not a quick tumble in the back of your motor.
What about the cafe? Will you still be partners? Can we expect a tug-of-love battle for custody of the Tiern?
I never realised that being happy could give me so much grief. This ain't home and away, you know, Dorian. This is my life. And it's about time you got one of your own.
it going, mate?
Oh, me? Terrific. Couldn't be better.
Me and the lads were, you know, talking and we just wanted you to know...
Well, how pleased you are it was me that got the Dear John treatment and not you.
Of course not. Well, Mickey might have said something along them lines, but, you know, Mickey, why talk out of your mouth when your bum could host a chat show?
You know, out of the two of us, I always thought you'd be the one seeing your marriage go down a Kazi.
Oh, charming. Thanks a lot, mate.
I mean, who is this Colin, anyway? I mean, who'd fancy a bloke with a Ponzi name like that?
You're the one who landed it with Theodore Belobidus.
Hey, I bet he wears an anorak and lives with his mum and never misses neighbours.
You never miss neighbours, Chris.
Only because I like to bonk them two twins. And what does she see in a bloke that works in computers?
Tracy said he was a... Who said he worked in computers?
Well, Sharon, of course. I mean, big deal. I could be in computers too. Someone show me how they work.
Well, she ain't telling you the truth about this Colin.
Oh, she's definitely got another bloke. Ah, the way she avoided my eyes, the way she behaved, the love bite the size of Manchester on the side of her neck. Ah, she ain't lying. Well, why'd you ask?
Forget it.
Here it is, 28th birthday present from Daryl.
Is it what's it? A herpes?
Hermes! No, it's Gucci. He used to get me some lovely presents.
Chris gave me a souvenir of Frinton headscarf. He found it on a tube.
Right. You have precisely 33 minutes to put on some smart clothes and a bit of makeup.
What's this? Chopped liver?
Sorry, Sharon. Didn't realise you'd been trawling Oxfam today. Come on, Tracy.
Well, I ain't going nowhere special.
Yes, you are. You both are. An old friend of mine, Pierre's, just opened a new restaurant in Epping. I've been invited, plus a couple of friends, for a free meal tonight. Well, I've never known you two turn down a free meal. What do you say?
Take Marcus. You know, that bloke standing next to you in your wedding photos.
He's at a conference in Jersey. Or was it Cardigan? I wasn't listening. Oh, come on. Look, the table's booked for 8, and Sharon, promise me you will not tuck the tablecloth in under your chin.
I won't even drink out the finger bowl door. Some other time, eh? I'm finally meeting Colin's mates tonight.
Oh. Well, you'll come, won't you, Tracy? Pierre's hired some stunning waiters. You know the sort. They undress you with their eyes as they grind your pepper.
Sorry, Don, I'm going to the pictures with Hayley tonight.
Oh, of course. I mean, why enjoy a gourmet meal with me when you could be chomping butterkis with that intellectually challenged gonk?
Still, as long as you're not taking it personally, Adel.
No! No, of course not. There are dozens of men who'd be only too thrilled to suck raspberry coulis off my fingers. Well, Roger, for instance. Yes, I met him this afternoon at the tennis club and he's dying to show me his strokes.
Oh, no.
There you go. Get your laughing tackle round there.
Nice one.
Cheers, love. Hey, to us, and a great result yesterday.
To us.
What great result.
Didn't Col tell you? We banged up this piece of scum we'd been doing over building societies.
If it wasn't for our man of the match here, the whole thing might have gone pear-shaped.
Mind you, what about Harry?
Yeah, terrible.
Here's to old Harry.
Poor old Harry.
What about poor old Harry?
Knifed in the chest by a crackhead.
Oh, my God. Have you ever been stabbed, Cole?
Has he ever been stabbed? There was a time we used to call him the Pincushion Kid.
I thought his appendix scar was in a strange place.
You see, Sharon, it's the likes of us who have to keep the streets safe for the likes of you.
You and Batman.
Jail's too good for some of them evil bastards we have to deal with.
Tell that to the Tottenham 3, and the Guildford 4, and the Birmingham 6. To poor old Harry.
No, Roger, I quite understand. I couldn't possibly tear you away from the bedside of your sick grandmother. Is that her in the background singing Do You Think I'm Sexy? Yes, some other time, Roger. Goodbye. I am a vibrant, sensual woman. Poor fool, he doesn't know what he's missing. home alone.
It was a joke.
And what's your encore? Heard the one about the serial killer and the chainsaw?
Look, I'm sorry, Cole. But you've got to admit it was the only time they actually noticed me.
Cobblers, you were determined not to like them.
Too bloody right. Eric actually thinks all shoplifters should be electrocuted.
Eric's a nice bloke once you get to know him.
Oh, sure. And Hannibal Lecter's a vegetarian.
Look, you've got to be tough to do what we do, Sharon. I'm Colin the copper, not Postman Pat.
I know. When we're at the pictures or in a restaurant together or under my duvet, I can forget what you are, what I am. And then it hits me smack in the face, just like tonight.
Well, you know what we ought to do then?
What?
Get back under the duvet.
Nice evening.
Great. If you like going for a drink with a load of brainwashed plods.
Colin's not a brainwashed plod.
Not yet. But it's like the Stepford Wives, isn't it? They'll plug him into some machine and he'll come out with this glazed look in his eyes saying, "It's all gone pear-shaped, Gov. We got 'em banged to rights, Gov. Hello, hello, hello."
Not dressed yet, I see.
Did you go to the restaurant with Roger? Did he suck raspberry what's it off your fingers?
And the rest.
Well, actually, that's why I came round. Roger was so intense and demanding that we never quite made it to the restaurant.
Another notch on your head bald, you mucky trollop.
So I thought maybe we could go there for Sunday lunch. What do you say?
Oh, I'd love to, Dot. Only I'm taking Hayley to tea with the prisoners' wives. Poor Claire's in a right state at the moment.
And I suppose you're on patrol with Dixon of Dock Green.
We're going for a drive this afternoon.
Oh, how nice for you. Be visiting DIY centres together soon.
This is the life, eh? Lovely day, smashing fella. And I've finally found a washing up liquid that is gonna beat the grease and yet kind to my hands.
What more could you ask for, eh?
It could always be like this.
Oh, yes.
We could chuck Chris and your job and everything down the carsey and flush them all away.
But we don't have to. Because when we're together, we can forget about all of that because it doesn't matter.
I can forget about Chris. I've had years of practice. But can you forget about being a copper?
Me, a copper? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in computers, aren't I?
What are you thinking about? Go on, a penny for them. A fiver if they're really rude. Cole?
Blue E-Reg Nissan. Just like one of those off-licence jobs. I better call the governor.
Why? You're in computers.
You never know that.
Look, them Japanese car makers ain't stupid, Cole. I wouldn't be surprised if they hadn't turned out, thousands of blue E-Reg motors.
All right, I get the message. Sorry, PC plod strikes again.
How can we forget you're a copper if you're always on duty? If you're always assuming that everybody's up to no good? Trust me, Cole. The world ain't full of stolen motors and tooled-up crackheads and villains holding up off licences. You can relax. It's gone now. I thought I was a slag and you never wanted to see me again.
You are. I don't.
So why'd you phone?
I want to see you again. To ask you something.
Well, I hope it's not who's better in bed, Chris. Because believe me, you won't like the answer.
It ain't that.
I mean, let's face it. The only time the earth ever moved was when they demolished that tower block down the road.
Will you shut up and listen for a minute?
But I need to come, you know. I could have stayed at the cafe and scrubbed out the chip fryer.
Yeah, or seen Colin the copper. Why didn't you tell me, Sharon?
I didn't think it was important.
Not important? Gosh, truth. Dear John turns into Dear Bill and you think it's not important? I had to find out from that spot in it light, you know, the one with the glassy mince coal. Does everyone know but me, Shell?
We ain't told Nigel Dempster yet.
My credibility when my mates will go right out the window.
You haven't got any?
What, credibility?
Mates! Listen, Chris, how do you think I felt when you was dipping your wick all over Edmonton, eh? What about my credibility then?
Yeah, I never did it with a policeman, though, did I?
You might have got a lighter sense if you had.
Look, all I'm saying... Look, all I'm saying is that if you dump me for a copper, I'll never be able to show my face in North London again. I might as well...
Oh, leave it at. You have a panic attack if you do up the top button on your shirt. Look, just 'cause he's a copper...
That ain't just that, Shell.
Of course it is. Chris, can't you just be happy for me? That I found myself a kind, thoughtful, decent bloke.
No. I don't want a kind, thoughtful, decent bloke to have you. I want a stupid, crappy, useless bloke to have you. Me.
Eric and Paul are having a party on Saturday, but I said we were busy.
Worried I'd turn up in my free Winston Silcott t-shirt, were you?
Of course not. Mind you, it did cross my mind.
Don't you want to go?
No, not if you don't. We could go away for the weekend. Find a nice, cosy hotel. Superglue Do Not Disturb on a doorknob.
But it'd still all be here when we get back, wouldn't it?
Not if we don't let it.
It's like West Side Story. You're a shark and I'm a jet. You're Romeo and I'm Juliet.
You say potato, I say potato.
I'm serious, Colin.
I know. Your forehead crinkles up.
When I watched West Side Story, I went through a whole box of men's-sized tissues. It ended really sad.
It doesn't have to.
I don't care what Chris thinks or what Paula and Eric thinks. It's our lives.
Exactly.
But you've got to admit it, Cole, we're miles apart. You're such a good copper, you make Dixon and Doc Green look bent. But you're still a copper. I'm honest, law-abiding. Well, apart from me VAT returns. But I'm still mixed up with villains. We can't change that.
We can.
How?
What if I gave up the force? I don't have to be a policeman.
No.
Look, I wouldn't mind.
I would. You're a good, honest, dedicated copper. I couldn't live with myself if I was the reason you gave it all up.
I could go into security. I could become a store detective or something.
When you were nicking some old dear for stealing cat food, you'll get all restless and resentful that you weren't out with Eric and the lads, chasing drug dealers and putting away rapists. You'd blame me, only you wouldn't say so. But you'd give me the cold shoulder in bed, then we'd start rowing and...
Yes, you're right.
Well, put up a bit of a fight at least.
No, you're right, Sharon. I couldn't give up the force. I mean, it's been rough and sometimes I hate it, but it's all I know what to do. I'd be crap at anything else.
We've had some good times, haven't we?
Yeah.
To us.
To us.
And poor old Harry. So that's that then. No copper for a brother-in-law, no free tickets to the policeman's ball. Hello, hello, hello's turned into goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
I'm sorry, Shal. I really liked Colin.
Of course, Chris will think I did it for him.
Maybe you did.
Of course I didn't. What's he ever done for me? Apart from nick me post office book and sleep with me bridesmaid.
And how do you feel now?
Sad, relieved, depressed. Like I could eat 10 Mars bars without taking off the wrappers.
Well, I'll cheer you up. Apparently I'm very good at it.
Says who?
Ailey. Yeah, I know she's thicker than a plank sandwich, but I got her through a really tough patch. I found her a flat, helped her apply for a job, and taught her to do joined-up writing.
She won't thank you for it, Trace.
She will, she has. See, Shell, I looked at her and I saw myself.
Your hair's nicer.
I saw what I was like when Daryl first got put away. I went into one if I had to change a plug. But I coped, didn't I? And now I've helped her to cope too.
Well, good for you, Trace. As long as you promise me I never have to play I Spy with her again.
Not troubling you, am I? Didn't know if you had company, didn't want to be in the way.
Spooky, isn't it? She looks like Dorian. She sounds like Dorian. But she's too nice to be Dorian.
Please, I have something to say. I know I have a tendency to barge in when I have nothing better to do and to outstay my welcome. But just recently, when you have been so busy with Hayley and Colin, I realised just how much I value your friendship and your company. I missed you. Who'd have thought I would be best friends with two coarse, foul-mouthed criminals' wives like you?
Oh, she's back. For a moment there, I thought we'd lost her, Trace.
So, how about going for that meal in the restaurant tonight? If you have nothing better to do.
Didn't you go with Roger?
No, he was so, passionate and demanding. In the end, I had to tell him I was too busy nursing my sick grandmother. So, are you free?
I'm free. Completely and utterly. Here, Dor, is this the place where the waiters undress you with their eyes?
Yes.
I better put some clean knickers on then.
What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do?
When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? That won't come true, what'll I do?